Hey, how are you? Kumusta po kayo? And thanks for tuning in to another edition of Paul Presents Art. My name is Paul and I'll be your guide today. And today we're just outside the Outsiders and Others Gallery, just right behind me, here in Vancouver, which is of course built on the ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We're going to go inside and have a look at some tiny collage works by local artist Seema Shah. And I hope you can join me for the tour. I hope you enjoy it. And let's go inside. We're inside the gallery now, and I'm doing a pan of the show. I arrived a day early because I got the days mixed up and thought it was the opening. Duh! But thankfully, most of the work was already up. Let me share a short bio on the artist. Seema Shah's creative process is intuitive and largely informed by her lived experience of complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or C-PTSD. Spontaneous associations and unexpected juxtapositions give form to subconscious and embodied knowing, the place where disconnected traumatic memories live. Metaphor and symbolic imagery capture a felt sense, translate what is beyond words, evoke connections between past and present, and link the personal to the universal. If you're new to the channel, please know that this channel is about art, exhibitions and contemporary, historical, and outsider art, group shows, art collections, etc. I live in Vancouver, Canada, so most of my videos will be based in that region, but I'll cover exhibitions as I travel. You saw the text panel, right? Feel free to pause this video and go back to read it. It gives some additional information about the genesis of the project. The first set of works were done in 2014. And from what I understand, Seema Shah's journey into collage making began at roughly that time with these small collages. There are 100 in total, displayed in 2 custom-made wooden cases, 15 each. The collages are available individually, in case you're interested. 10 years later, the artist went back and resurrected the project and decided to create an additional 366 collages for 2024, one for each day of the leap year. We'll see those collages soon. In addition to the collages on shipping tags, there's also a small collection of collages created on postally used envelopes, displayed on 2 separate walls. We'll see those later too, all in good time. So in total, there are over 500 works in the show, and in addition to showing the works as they are installed, I'll be sharing some close-ups of some selected works. And I think now is the time to ask an important and fundamental question. What is complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or C-PTSD? Let me begin by reading this excerpt from the press release, which is available in the description area of this video and on the Outsiders and Others Gallery website. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or simply complex PTSD, includes many of the symptoms of PTSD, including re-experiencing through flashbacks and nightmares, avoiding distressing memories and external reminders, and hyperarousal, or a heightened sense of alertness and reactivity. Because complex PTSD is most often the result of trauma that is chronic and experienced during an earlier stage of development than PTSD, its impact on the nervous system tends to be more deeply ingrained. In addition to many symptoms of PTSD, long-term effects of complex PTSD include difficulty regulating emotions, a negative self-concept, and difficulty forming and maintaining relationships. As this channel is focused on art, I would like to initially explore the overall installation of the works. When I first entered the gallery, I was overwhelmed by the sheer volume of work on display. I feel immersed in a sea of creativity, and that feeling is a joyous one, celebratory and monumental, and it made me gasp. There's a grandiosity to the entire exhibition, which in retrospect reflects upon the cumulative daily experiences of the artist. Remembering that each daily experience is something to behold, whether triumph or tribulation, it's something to share. Each work is a record of a daily existence with the implied routine of survival. Seeing the work installed in an organized, grid-like format speaks toward a quiet but impactful determination to express, both in a macroscopic and microscopic way, the seriousness and intimacy of surviving mental illness. We just switched over to the other wall where another 100 collages are displayed in two custom-made boxes, 50 collages in each. Same format as the previous 2014 collages, but these were made in 2024. So how does the art of collage making become a curative gesture? Let me begin by saying that collage is of the everyday, the detritus, the ephemera, the discarded, the collected, as well as the collective essence of life. That postage stamp on the floor that was once adhered to a letter, the torn magazine page that held the memory of its sender and recipient, torn posters having held the memory of past events. Collage becomes the witness to the existential, and our continued use and appreciation of collage manifests the continuity of our collective experiences. This entire exhibition is witness to our experiences, and each small collaged shipping tag in its multitude becomes the collective density of our humanity. By sharing the creative spirit through collage, it is exercised from the body and into the community, and perhaps curative experiences of others. It's like shouting, just like to letting it out, and release it into the world. Now we've moved over to the collages made with postally used letters. These works are larger than the shipping labels, but still retain the delicacy and intimacy of the works in the show. The history of collage is a recent one, just a little over a century, when Juan Gris incorporated ephemera into his paintings. It's likely begun as a formal exercise, in form and structure, elevating everyday experiences to the level of artistic discourse, like history painting for the masses. Collage is also an organizing principle, often relying on the visual and suggested histories of the materials. Most of these materials are poor materials, with little value, like found objects and ephemera. Within this exhibition, we also notice an organizing principle in the grid patterns used to organize the collaged shipping labels. The act of organizing is a gesture of control, and perhaps through this act, the artist hopes to employ both logic and reason as a curative methodology. And now we move over to the last wall in the show, featuring the rest of the postally used letter collages. All throughout the gallery, there are magnifying glasses available for anyone wanting to use them to scrutinize the collages further. It's really fun using these magnifiers. It creates focus and individuates the collages, rather than the cumulative density of a constellation of abstracted images. It's also worthwhile to note that Seema Shah is a writer, so the synthesis of text and image creates another level of discourse. Reading disjointed phrases sourced from magazines and books seem to align these works to wordplay and text-based deconstructions, like concrete poetry, where the meaning or effect is conveyed partly or entirely through visual means. And we have to remind ourselves that text, as an image, is the visual manifestation of language. But our brains are programmed to make sense of texts by deciphering what the texts say, rather than examining how the text looks. It's like looking at foreign texts like Arabic. If you don't read Arabic, you are forced to appreciate the visual qualities of Arabic texts rather than its meaning. You know what I mean? And perhaps that's a good place to leave things. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Seema Shah's exhibition titled Missing Pieces here at Outsiders and Others Gallery. If you'd like to share your thoughts, observations, questions, please do so in the comment section below. That would be really great. Click the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free, and as a non-monetized channel, subscribing achieves visibility and creates added awareness of the artist and the gallery. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and I hope art continues to inform your life. Tune in again next time for more art-related videos. Goodbye!